The sun was shining in the afternoon. It came through the big windows of the Chicago penthouse. This made patterns on the marble floors. Emily Hartford was standing in front of the mirror in her dressing room. She was looking at herself carefully. Usually she looked at the people she took pictures of in this way. The red dress she was wearing fit her body perfectly. It looked like it was made of silk. It shone when she moved. The top of the dress was cut low. It still looked nice. The back of the dress was cut low too. You could see the nice curve of Emily Hartford's back. The Chicago penthouse was a place, and Emily Hartford looked beautiful in her red dress. She had spent a lot of time getting ready for the Metropolitan Arts Gala. This was a deal for her, because she was going to get the Callaway Prize for Excellence in Photography. At the Metropolitan Arts Gala, the Metropolitan Arts Gala was an event, and she wanted to look perfect for the Metropolitan Arts Gala. Emily took her blonde hair and put it up in a nice style with a few pieces hanging down around her face. The diamond earrings that Julian gave her for their anniversary sparkled in the light, making little colors shine on her skin. Emily is 32 years old. She has worked hard to become one of the best fashion photographers in Chicago. Tonight is about her, not about being the wife of Julian Blackwood, the tech billionaire who changed the way people think about cybersecurity in North America. Emily is a fashion photographer, and tonight is her special night. She is not just Mrs. Julian Blackwood. She is Emily. She heard Julian Blackwood's footsteps before she saw Julian Blackwood. Julian Blackwood has a way of filling up a room when he walks in. It is not because of his money. Because Julian Blackwood is a very intense person. He puts a lot of energy into everything he does. Emily was looking in the mirror when Julian Blackwood appeared in the doorway. He was still wearing the charcoal suit from his meetings earlier. His dark hair was a little messy. Julian Blackwood's steel-gray eyes met hers in the mirror. Emily saw something change in his face. It made her feel nervous in her stomach. Julian said that she looks really beautiful. His voice is very deep. It sounds a little angry. He took a step closer to her. His fancy shoes did not make a sound on the carpet. Julian said that her dress is too fancy. Emily looked straight at him. She started to feel really annoyed. What is too much exactly? For an event, he said. His jaw got tight, which usually means he is getting upset. The way the top of the dress is cut, the back of it, and how it fits you, he said. Every man at the event will be looking at the dress you are wearing. The whole point of fashion is this, Julian and Emily said, speaking in a calm voice. We are at the Metropolitan Arts Gala, not some business meeting. I made this outfit for tonight, the Metropolitan Arts Gala. I wanted this look to be special for the Metropolitan Arts Gala. Julian moved in close to her. She could smell the cologne he was wearing. It was a smell she knew well. Usually it made her feel safe. Tonight it was making her feel trapped. He put out his hand. His fingers touched the top of her dress. He did it slowly on purpose. Julian said, I want you to put on something that is more suitable for tonight. Emily said, You are not asking me anything. You are telling me what to do. She felt her face get really hot. Emily thought that the person was being very bossy. You are demanding things from me, Emily said. Emily, please. His voice became really quiet. It was full of feeling. You do not understand what it is like for me seeing other men look at my wife as if she is available to them. I am not available. I am married to you. There is a difference between being admired and being unfaithful. Julian, something bad went across his face. A reminder of the hurt that Emily had seen only a few times since they got married 3 years ago. Victoria told me the thing right before I caught her in bed with the man I work with at my company. There it was. Victoria Chen, Julian's wife, the woman who really messed up their relationship, a lot more than Emily liked to think about. Victoria Chen was this woman who went to all the fancy parties, and she really hurt Julian. She made him not trust people. And she made him feel like something was always off, like he was waiting for something bad to happen. Emily said, I am not Victoria. She looked him in the eye. I have never given you any reason to doubt me, Emily told him. She did not look away. Emily wanted him to know that she was telling the truth about not being Victoria. Julian said that the dress is not going anywhere. He meant it. You could tell by the way he said it. The way he spoke, made Emily feel a chill run down her spine. The dress was not leaving the house, Julian. It's made that very clear. Emily felt a break inside her chest, something that was very important and easily broken. She said, "You do not get to decide what I wear, Julian. I have worked for 6 years to get this award to be known for what I can do, and not just because I am your wife. I am going to wear this dress. I am going to that gala. The dress is what I want to wear to the gala, and I am still going to the gala. With this dress on because I want to. If you walk out that door wearing that, things will be different between us," Julian said. His voice was rough because he was feeling a lot of emotion. Emily picked up her purse from the dresser. Her hands were shaking because she was really upset and hurt. They are not the people they used to be. The man Emily married was a person who trusted her. The man Emily married was happy when she did something. He did not try to make her feel bad about it. She walked past Julian, her heart beating fast. It felt like it was going to jump out of her chest. She could feel Julian's eyes on her back. It was like he was trying to grab her to make her stay. Julian did not do anything. She got to the elevator, pressed the button to go to the lobby. Then she saw the doors shut on Julian's face. The gala was really crazy with people congratulating her and drinking champagne everywhere. Emily smiled for the cameras, took her award, and said some words that she does not really remember saying. She also talked to some important people in the fashion world who loved her pictures and thought she was doing something totally new and amazing in fashion photography. Deep down, Emily felt empty. Her phone was totally quiet. There were no calls, no messages, nothing to say sorry. The fashion photography that usually made her so happy now felt meaningless without someone to share it with. Emily thought about her fashion photography, how it was supposed to be the highlight of her night, but it was not because her phone was still silent. It was midnight when her phone rang. The phone ringing was a deal because she was waiting for a call from Julian. When she picked it up, it was not Julian on the other end. It was a call from a number she did not know. Emily Blackwood. A soft and nice lady voice asked, speaking. "I am Victoria Chen. We really need to have a conversation about my ex-husband. The thing is, my ex-husband has been on my mind a lot lately. I want to talk about my ex-husband and some things that have been going on." Emily's blood ran cold. She said, "I do not want to talk to you." Victoria went on to say, "I have a lot to talk about when it comes to Julian." She sounded like she really cared. It was pretty clear that she did not. "I saw you at the party tonight," Victoria said. "Your dress was really beautiful. I think Julian was probably not very happy about what you were wearing." Emily said this conversation is over. She moved to end the call. The conversation with Emily was really done. Emily was not going to talk. Victoria said to me, "I want to tell you something, woman to woman." She kept talking. "Julian gets really bad when he is possessive. He will keep you away from your friends and your job and everything that makes you you. This is what he did to me. After a while, you will feel like you are stuck. You will want to do something to feel like you are living again. You might even do things that are not good for you just to feel alive, like I did with Julian. He is very bad for the women in his life, like he was bad for me." Victoria thinks that Julian is not a person to be with. Emily hung up the phone. Her hands started shaking. She knew what Victoria was doing. Victoria was trying to make Emily doubt herself. Victoria wanted to cause trouble when there was none. But this was all happening at the time for Victoria. It was all very planned. Emily wondered if Julian had talked to Victoria. She wondered if Julian had been talking to his ex-wife about his thoughts on Emily's honesty. Emily thought about Julian and Victoria talking about her. It made her think, had Julian really been talking to Victoria about Emily and her loyalty to him? When Emily got back to the penthouse at 2 a.m, she saw Julian sitting in the living room, with the lights off, holding a glass of scotch. The city lights outside shone behind him, made his face hard to see. Emily looked at Julian and the city lights behind him. She could not help but notice that the city lights made Julian's face look really shadowy. The man said, "We need to talk." He did not sound happy or sad. His voice was just flat. Emily put down her award and her clutch. She said, "I am listening. Victoria called me tonight. She said something to me when Victoria was talking to me on the phone. Victoria wanted to talk to me about things." Emily felt her stomach drop. Emily said. Emily's friend called Emily too. Julian's head jerked up. He looked really surprised. He was trying to stay calm. You could tell something was up. What did she say? She told me about you. About how you get controlling. It hurts the people you care about. Emily took a step closer to him, looking at his face in the light. What did she say to you? She told me that she saw you at the gala. You were talking to some photographer? You were touching his arm, looking at him in a certain way. That is the way you used to look at me. Julian's voice started to shake when he said this. He said that it seems like what happened before is happening again with you and this. Photographer. Emily felt tears burning behind her eyes. She did not want to cry. She said you really believed her. You believed the woman who cheated on you and made a fool of you in front of everyone of believing your own wife, Emily? Julian said in a quiet voice. I do not know what to believe anymore, and the sadness in his voice was really getting to her. He saw the pictures on the internet, pictures of her with Cameron Pierce. They were both smiling in the pictures. Cameron Pierce had his hand on her arm in the pictures. Cameron Pierce is 63 years old. He's happily married. He is also the chairman of the Photography Association. Emily said this, and her voice was shaking with controlled fury. Cameron Pierce was congratulating Emily on her award. The person she was talking to did not find that out before they condemned Emily. Cameron Pierce and what he did was not considered before. Emily was condemned, Emily said. Julian put his glass down, got up. He walked towards Emily with a scared look in his eyes. Emily, I love you much, that it really frightens me. The idea that I might lose you, that someone might take you away from me. Emily, it is a terrible thought. I do not know what I would do if someone took Emily away from me. Emily, I am so scared of losing Emily. No one can take me away from you, Julian, Emily said, cutting in. Her voice was shaking. You are the person who is ruining this marriage, Julian. It is you, Julian, who is doing all the damage. The words just stayed there between Julian and Emily, heavy. They could not be taken back. Julian tried to touch Emily. Emily moved away from him. She said that she is sleeping in the guest room tonight. Tomorrow, they need to decide if they are going to fight for this marriage or let his demons destroy the marriage. She wants them to think about what they're going to do with the marriage. The marriage is very important to her. She does not want the marriage to be destroyed by his demons. She walked away, leaving Julian standing alone in the darkness, surrounded by all his wealth and success, yet more impoverished than he had ever been. Behind the closed door of the guest room, Emily finally let the tears fall, clutching her award to her chest and wondering if love was enough to overcome the ghosts of the past. The week that followed was really tough. There was this silence everywhere. Emily started taking a lot of pictures for a project. She spent a lot of time at her studio in the River North District. Julian worked all the time. He would leave the house before the sun came up and come back late at night. Emily and Julian were like two people who did not know each other. They just lived in the house. They only talked to each other through messages about things that needed to be done at home, like paying bills or buying food. Emily's best friend, Rachel Torres, who also manages her studio, caught her staring at her computer screen one afternoon. The same picture was still on the screen. It had not been edited at all. This picture had been on the screen for the hour, and Emily had not done anything to it. Rachel Torres saw that Emily was just sitting there doing nothing, and the picture was still unedited. Emily was looking at the computer screen. She was not really seeing the picture of Emily's best friend. Rachel Torres was worried about her, Rachel said. That is it. She closed the laptop. You have been acting strange all week. What is going on with you and Julian? Rachel wants to know what is happening with Julian. The dam broke. Emily told her everything about the dress and the ultimatum, and Victoria's phone calls, and Julian's accusations. When Emily finished talking, Rachel's face did not look cheerful like it usually does. It was set in lines. Emily could see that Rachel was really upset. About the dress and the things that Victoria and Julian did, Rachel said that the man really needs to see a doctor to talk about his problems, not get married. Emily, I love you. I have always thought that Julian was a good person for you, but this thing, where he gets really jealous all the time, it is not something that you can deal with forever. It is too much. This kind of jealousy is bad for you. It is not good for Julian either. Emily, I am saying this because I care about you, and I want you to be happy, and I do not think that Julian is good for you when he is. Like this, I know, Emily whispered. I really love him, Rachel. Down there is the man who stayed up all night with me when I lost the Silverman account. He is the man who believed in my talent before anyone else did. He is the man who looks at me like I am the woman in the world. I love this man, Rachel. Love is not supposed to hurt this much, Rachel said softly, squeezing Rachel's hand. Rachel looked at her with tears in her eyes, said that love should be happy and nice, not painful like this. The thought of love being painful was really hard for Rachel to understand. That evening, Julian called me. He said, your mother invited us to dinner this Sunday at their estate in Lake Forest. I told your mother that we will be there for dinner this Sunday at their estate. In Lake Forest? Julian, I do not think that is an idea. Please, Emily, let us try to be normal. For one day, for the sake of your parents? Emily said she was okay with it. She felt a bad feeling in her stomach. It was like something was sitting there like a rock. Emily was not feeling good about this all. Emily thought that something was wrong. Sunday was here before Emily knew it. She put on a navy dress that her mother would like. It was a choice not to fancy, just right. Then Julian came to get her in his Mercedes. He looked great in his charcoal jacket and dark pants. He seemed calm, like nothing bad had happened to him all week. The drive to Lake Forest was really tough. They had music playing quietly in the car, but Emily and the other person did not say a word to each other. Emily looked out the window, saw the Chicago suburbs going by fast. She thought about how strange it was that Lake Forest and the Chicago suburbs were so familiar, yet she and the other person who were going to Lake Forest had nothing to talk about anymore, even though they used to talk for hours about everything. The drive to Lake Forest was uncomfortable for Emily. Her parents' estate was the way she remembered it. The gardens were really big, spread out. The main house was nice because it had a bit of old style and a little bit of new style mixed together. Her father, Robert Hartford, was standing on the steps to greet them. The sun was shining in the afternoon. It made his silver hair look shiny. Robert Hartford used to be a judge, so he was very good at noticing things and paying attention to details. He was an eyed and perceptive man, her father, Robert Hartford. He said to Emily, "My darling girl." He gave Emily a big hug. Then he turned to Julian. He said to Julian, "It is good to see you, Julian." Emily's mother, Catherine, made a lot of food for dinner. During dinner, she talked about the garden club and the charity auction that was coming up. She also talked about the baby of the people who live next door. Emily and Julian did what they were supposed to do. They smiled when they were supposed to and finished each other's sentences. They made it seem like everything was fine with their marriage. Emily and Julian played along well, and Emily and Julian made sure to keep up the act it was. During dessert, when everything just fell apart, Catherine got out the photo albums. This was a tradition that Emily usually loved. Now Emily dreaded it. The photo albums had pictures of Emily when she was little. There was a picture of Emily when she was 7 years old. She had a big gap between her teeth. Then there was a picture of Emily when she was 13 years old. She looked really awkward. There was also a picture of Emily on her college graduation day. She looked really happy and beautiful. The photo albums had a lot of pictures of Emily at ages. Then Catherine turned to a page, and that was it. Julian's entire body just went completely rigid. Catherine said, "Look at this one." She was talking about a picture of Emily. Emily was 18 years old in the picture. The picture was taken at her first gallery showing. Thomas Bennett was also in the picture. He was Emily's high school sweetheart. Catherine thought Thomas Bennett was a boy. She wondered what had happened to Thomas Bennett. Catherine asked, "Whatever happened to Thomas Bennett, dear?" Emily's heart stopped. She was looking at a picture of herself. In the picture, Emily stood next to a cute guy with sandy hair. They were both. He had his arm around Emily's shoulders. Thomas is a biologist, and he lives in California. Now Emily said very slowly, looking at Julian's face, which was getting really upset. "We have not talked to each other in 10 years, Mom," Emily told her. Julian had already gotten up from his seat. His chair made a loud noise as it scraped against the floor. He said, "Excuse me, I need some air." He walked out to the terrace before anyone could respond. Catherine looked really confused. She asked, "Did I say something wrong?" Emily said, "I will handle this," and then she followed her husband outside. She saw Julian holding onto the terrace railing tightly. His knuckles were white. He was breathing in bursts. Julian was clearly upset. He was standing there on the terrace holding the railing and breathing hard like something was really bothering Julian. "Julian?" He said this in a quiet voice. "You were someone's high school sweetheart. There was another man who was with you before me. This other man was able to make you laugh in a way that I do." Emily said, "We were kids. We were 18 years old. We thought we were in love. It was a time ago." Emily moved closer to me. "We went to colleges, and that was the end of it. It ended in a way. There is nothing between us now. Emily wants to make that clear. The love we had is gone." He turned around to face her, and what Emily saw in his eyes made her stop breathing for a moment. It was not that he was mad at her. It was that the man was really scared. The fear in his eyes was so strong that it was very upsetting to see. Emily saw fear in his eyes. Julian's voice cracked. He said, "Victoria told me something that night. I found out what was going on." Victoria told him that he was so focused on doing that, he forgot how to make Victoria feel loved. Victoria said that Thomas, the person she had an affair with, made Victoria feel happy and excited in ways that Julian never did. The worst thing was that Victoria was right. Julian had not paid attention to Victoria. Julian had taken Victoria for granted. Emily said, "Oh." Julian, her voice was really soft. "Every time I see you shine, it really gets to me. I watch other men looking at you. I am taken back to that hotel room. I saw my wife with another man in that hotel room. It was a really bad feeling. I knew it was my fault." Tears were streaming down his face now. Emily had never seen him cry before. "I am scared that if I do not do everything right, if I am not good enough for you, you will find someone else. You will find someone who makes you happy like Thomas did. I am scared you will find someone than me. There is probably someone there who likes you more than I do. This person will really like you for who you're. They will think you are a person, and they will appreciate you. You will mean a lot to this person. Someone who appreciates the things you do. Someone who appreciates you more than I do." Emily moved closer to Julian Blackwood. She put her hands on his face. "You need to listen to what I'm saying, Julian Blackwood. I have never thought of you as being like someone. I picked Julian Blackwood not because of your money, not because of who you're in society, but because of you. Julian Blackwood, you are a smart man, and you are very intense, and sometimes you can be very hard to deal with, but you make me feel like I am important, in a way that no one else has ever made me feel, Julian Blackwood." He said quietly then, "Why does it feel like I am losing you?" Emily said that you are pushing her away. She is crying now. Tears are running down her face. Your jealousy is a problem. The way you try to control her is really bad. It is making her feel trapped. Emily feels like she cannot breathe when you do this. She does not want to spend her life proving that she is faithful to you every day. Your insecurity is a weight on her. Emily wants to be free of this. She wants to live her life without feeling like she has to prove herself to you all the time. Julian's hands went up to cover hers. He said, "I do not know how to stop feeling this way. The fear is like something inside of me. I see Julian's girl thriving and becoming more successful and more beautiful every day. Julian thinks it is only a matter of time before Julian's girl realizes she deserves better than Julian. A man who is damaged and cannot trust people. Julian's girl is going to figure out that she can do better than Julian." Then Emily said, "You need to get help. You should see a therapist. You have to work through the things that happen with Victoria." Emily loves Julian much, but she cannot make Julian all better. Julian has to want to heal himself from the things that Victoria did. What if I can't? The question just hung there between them. It was really scary. The question made them feel very uncomfortable. The question was something that they did not want to think about. They could not ignore it. The question was a deal, and it was very frightening. Emily took a breath. Her heart was breaking as she said what she had to say. She looked at him. Said, then, you have to let Emily go. Because this thing, between Emily and him, she said, is not love anymore. It is a place for Emily and him to be. Julian pulled her into his arms. He held her so tightly that she could barely breathe. His tears were soaking into her hair. She could feel Julian's whole body shaking with sobs that Julian had probably held back for years. She could feel how much pain Julian was in. He said, I am so sorry, and his voice was shaking. He said it again, I am so sorry. You are right about everything. He needs help because he is hurting the person he cares about. He is doing this because he is too messed up to believe that this person actually loves him, that this person really loves him. They stood like that for a long time, two people holding on to each other because of all the hurt they felt. Julian was the first to let go. He pulled back, rubbed his eyes hard. He said that he will call Dr. Morrison tomorrow. Dr. Morrison is the therapist that his company got for people who are stressed because they are executives. He told Emily that he will do whatever she wants. He will go to therapy by himself. They can go together. It does not matter to him. He just wants Emily to give him one chance to be the kind of man that she thinks he should be. He wants to be the man that Emily deserves. Emily looked at Julian's face, saw how really desperate he was. She saw that he was willing to make a change. This is not about giving you one chance, Julian, she said. This is about you wanting to get better for your sake, not just to make me happy. Can you really do that, Julian? He nodded slowly. I can try to do this. I really want to try. Then I am with you, Emily said softly. I need you to understand something. If you go back to your ways, if you let jealousy take over you again, I will leave you. Not because I do not love you, but because I love myself much to live with constant suspicion of you and your feelings for me and what you think I am doing. I love Emily Wilson. I have to think about what is best for Emily Wilson. So I have to be honest with you. If you backslide into jealousy, Emily Wilson will leave you because Emily Wilson has to take care of herself. Julian said, I understand. He thought for a moment. You are right to set that boundary with the people around you. Julian said he respects that boundary. Setting boundaries is important. Julian respects the boundary you have set. Emily and her boyfriend walked back inside the house hand in hand. Her parents did not say anything about Emily and her boyfriend having eyes. They just gave them coffee. Started talking about other things. Emily saw her father looking at Emily and her boyfriend. He was looking at them in a serious way. Later, when Emily and her boyfriend were getting ready to leave, her father took Emily aside. Robert said softly, whatever you two are going through, remember that marriage is about choosing each other every single day. It is hard sometimes. You still have to do it. Robert wants Emily to know that she should never forget who she is just because she loves someone else. Emily's mother and Robert raised Emily to be a person. Robert does not want Emily to forget that she is strong. Emily said to her father, I will not, Dad. Then Emily gave her father a hug. The drive back to Chicago was really different. Julian reached over, took Emily's hand across the console. Emily let Julian take her hand. She did not pull away. The drive back to Chicago with Julian was nice because Julian was holding Emily's hand. I have my therapy appointment on Tuesday, he said quietly. Dr. Morrison had a cancellation. I was thinking it would be really helpful if you would come to couples counseling with me. Not this week, though. I want to have a therapy sessions by myself first. Then I would like you to come with me to couples counseling with Dr. Morrison. Yes, Emily said. Julian, I want you to understand that therapy is not going to make everything okay right away. It is going to take a lot of effort from you. Therapy is work. You will have days when you feel like you are doing well. Then something will happen, and you will feel like you are right back where you started with the therapy. There will be times when you feel like giving up on the therapy because it's just too hard. He told me that he knows. He said I am worth fighting for. He said that we are worth fighting for. 3 months had. Emily was in her bedroom. She was putting on a dress. This one was emerald green. It was just as pretty as the dress she wore before. That red dress had changed everything for her. Now Emily was getting ready for an event. It was the opening of her solo exhibition at the Klein Gallery. Emily was really excited about this because the Klein Gallery is a famous place. Julian was standing in the doorway. Emily got really nervous like she always did. Old fears came back to her. Then he smiled at her, and it was that nice smile that made her love him in the first place. That smile was special. It was the one that made Emily fall in love with Julian. He told her that she looks really beautiful. He walked over to her, gave her a gentle kiss. He said that he is very proud of her.
Emily asked if he was really sure about this. She looked at his face to see how he felt. Does the neckline of this thing really not bother him? Emily thought to herself, so she asked him again, the neckline, it does not bother the man? Julian cupped her face gently. He said, the only thing that would bother me is if you did not wear exactly what makes you feel powerful and beautiful. Dr. Morrison has helped me understand that your success, your beauty, your confidence, none of those things threaten our marriage. They are part of why I love you, because your beauty and your confidence and your success are what make you you, and I love the way you feel when you are powerful and beautiful, when you have confidence and when you are successful, so I want you to wear what makes you feel that way, what makes you feel powerful and beautiful and confident, because that is what I love about you. Your beauty and your confidence and your success, and our marriage is not threatened by your beauty or your confidence or your success, but our marriage is stronger because of your beauty and your confidence and your success. Emily felt tears up in her eyes. She said, you have done much work these past months with the project and everything else. Emily thought about all the work the person has put into the project and other things, and she felt tears prick at her eyes again when she said, you have really done a lot of work these past months. Julian said, we both have. He was talking about learning to talk to each other and trust each other. They had to figure out how to not let things from the past affect what is happening now. This was really tough for them. It was even harder than when Julian started his company. Every time they went to see someone to help them with this, it was worth it. They had some talks, but it was all worth it to see the other person smile at him again. Julian liked it when this person smiled at him without holding. Emily and Julian went to the gallery together. Emily noticed something was different away. Julian did not stay close to her all the time or watch who she was talking to. When a man from work said her work was good and touched her arm, Julian just said hello. Kept talking to someone else. Julian wanted Emily to talk to a looking man who wrote for a magazine. The man wanted to write about Emily in the magazine. Julian thought that was a good idea. That night they were at this party that happened after the main event. They were dancing slowly. Julian pulled her close to him as they danced. He said thank you. His voice was really soft as he spoke against her hair. For what? The people in my life did not give up on me. They loved me much that they wanted me to be a better person. They were very patient with me while I was learning to trust people. I am talking about the people who love me. They loved me enough to want me to become better. The people who love me were patient while I learned to trust the people who love me again. Emily pulled back to look at the man she had married. She saw that he was finally free from the things that had been bothering him for so long. Thank you for deciding to get better, she said to the man she had married. Thank you for choosing the man she had married and their life together. Julian said, always. Then he kissed her. There were a lot of cameras around them. They all started taking pictures at the same time. This was a moment of love. It was not perfect, it was a little messy. It was not easy to get to this point, but it was real love. The red dress that Emily had was hanging in her closet. It reminded her of the night that her marriage to her husband was in trouble. Now the green dress was hanging next to the dress. The green dress was like a beginning for Emily and her husband. Emily knew that she and her husband still had a way to go. Healing is something that takes a time. There were going to be days ahead for Emily and her husband. Emily and her husband would have moments when they felt scared again. The marriage of Emily and her husband was not perfect yet. Emily and her husband still had to work on their marriage. Love is not about owning someone or being in charge of them. Love is about trusting each other, getting better together, and picking each other every day. We do this even when it is hard, especially when it is really hard. Love is about choosing love every day. And as Emily fell asleep that night in Julian's arms, she knew without a doubt that they had finally built a foundation strong enough to last a lifetime.